Welcome to Front Page Index. My name is Alex Dadig. California Rising is a 501c4 organization calling for cleaner, safer, and more affordable communities. Founded in 2016, the organization focuses on how government policy directly impacts neighborhoods and communities in their daily lives. Its core mission is policy awareness, public safety, leadership training, and cross-party line coalition building shaping life in Central, Northeast, and Southeast Los Angeles. A panel discussion in Chinatown at the Aiden Hotel, hosted by California Rising founder RAUL CLAROS and board member Peter KWONG, was greeted by a full room of guests.
And we want to start off by acknowledging and thanking our host, the owner of the Aiden Hotel, a board member of California Rising that is in its 10th year. You're going to hear a little bit more about the organization and our work, but a few words from Peter KWONG, some welcoming remarks. Please come up here, Peter.
Thank you, citizens who are getting involved. I really thank you for getting up so early this morning and coming to the beautiful Aiden Hotel that we just finished just a couple of months ago, and this is called our Sugarcane Lounge, which is a full bar, restaurant kind of thing. It took me 5 years to finish this. 5 years. That's ridiculous. Something's wrong when it takes a private citizen 5 years to get something done.
Now, there was some mention of Chinatown losing some business district, interest. Now, what's that all about? Can you talk about that?
It's called the Chinatown Business Improvement District. It's a district that we vote on as property owners. We are self-assessed tax, but the powers to be didn't like it, so they voted no, and it was not enough to get to the 51% threshold just to even put it on the ballot. We just wanted to put it on the ballot and let the property owners then decide, but we couldn't even get it on the ballot, so now it's gone. We don't have our cleaning, our security, our marketing, that's all gone now. So hopefully with a new person in charge, we'll get it going again, but it's going to take some time to get it back onto the ballot. It'll take over a year.
LAUSD board member Nick MELVOIN, City Attorney HYDEE FELDSTEIN SOTO, and Los Angeles City Councilwoman TRACI Park highlighted some of the most important topics affecting Los Angeles. LAUSD board member Nick MELVOIN spoke about many of the challenges students faced in Los Angeles during COVID-19. MELVOIN spoke of how obtaining the necessary technology for online learning proved to be a test for building community partnerships during the pandemic. Challenges LAUSD faces today includes providing education for students with undocumented parents and the dealing with more than 19,000 students that are homeless.
We have to figure out how to adapt our public systems to meet the population we have as opposed to the other way around. So in LA Unified, where we have those demographics, 90% kids of color, 85% kids in poverty, largest number of undocumented students in the country, we can't just say, oh, well, school's at 8, it's over at 2:30, and then they're going to be fine.
MELVOIN also pointed out how chronic absenteeism at LAUSD is associated with dental pain from tooth decay, preventing students from being able to focus on their studies.
How many folks in this room have actually been down to the corridor between USC and 105? Okay, that's a fair number. That's more than in most rooms.
City Attorney HYDEE FELDSTEIN SOTO discussed troubling elements of human trafficking in the Figueroa corridor and her commitment to bringing justice for victims by jailing those who seek commercial sexual exploitation.
What I saw shocked and appalled me. I had never seen that kind of brazen activity on the streets. Even in Amsterdam, it's regulated, it's limited to a red light district, and it's behind walls, okay? This was open air parading around of minors, children, little girls, in various stages of undress, and the one that I particularly remember was wearing one of those plastic see-through high-heeled slippers with a pink powder puff, okay, and was dressed in some form of see-through negligee. And I knew the day I saw that I had to do something about it. We have managed to shut down 6 motels. We have managed to rescue close to 300 victims of human trafficking, over 250 of which are minors. We have cited over 2,000 Johns. I mean, you want to talk about a way to disrupt the demand? We put up video cameras along the corridor, and I think this is the story Raul is referring to, because we take those videos and we do a snapshot with the automobile with the license plate and with the John going up the steps of a motel with a little girl, and we send a letter. Dear registered owner of the vehicle, please see enclosed a photograph of your car. It's been seen in an area known for human trafficking where we are conducting operations. We suggest you be more careful in the future. Anyone got a guess as to who the registered owner is? It is the wife. It is always the wife. What I do is I put community first. I put victims first. I protect my city and all of our residents to the best of my ability. And I am not for incarceration in all cases, but I only believe in restorative justice for non-violent first-time offenders.
When Los Angeles City Councilwoman TRACI Park was elected, she was not aware that her district would have to endure the biggest catastrophe in the history of Los Angeles with the Palisades fire. Not since the LA riots and the Northridge earthquake has Los Angeles been so greatly affected by a catastrophic event.
To be presented with circumstances at the scale of this loss is hard to describe. A toxic burn scar 3 times the size of Manhattan on top of unstable hillsides about ready to slide into the Pacific Ocean. 8,000 structures lost, homes, churches, businesses, the YMCA, our grocery stores, literally everything. Infrastructure damaged and broken from under the ground up, and tens of thousands of people displaced and homeless literally overnight. So as a council office, we arranged support from the Port of LA and from LAX police to run escorts. We got vans and we opened entry points on PCH and one on Sunset. There were miles of cars lined up trying to get into the area, and we could only fit 8 people per van. And I had to personally walk that line of cars at one point in the afternoon and say, I'm not going to be able to get you in today. The effort to bring in the Army Corps of Engineer and FEMA and setting up the Disaster Recovery Center and the federal recovery apparatus that came with it, getting us coordinated across agencies, was an undertaking that is very, very difficult to describe in complexity. But I will say that we cleared that debris in an historic 8 months. We thought it would take us 18. We had water and power back on within 6 weeks. Nick, with his extraordinary leadership at the school district, who lost their schools, had our elementary kids back in the classroom in 5 days. Wow. And we had our high school kids in an alt campus in 5 weeks. Those kids are now back on campus in the Palisades.
That's right.
Things are starting to turn a corner. There are diplomatic efforts happening again between Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. on the federal funding level. We are starting to see our revenue sources tick up as we get ready for major world events, FIFA and the World Cup this summer, and then the Olympics just around the corner. And so while I know there are still big challenges, I do believe that when we continue to invest in steady, determined leadership, we can see those changes through and really do great things here in LA.
That's wonderful. It's very promising. A lot of hope in your message there, Councilwoman, so thank you so much. Current events affecting Los Angeles were also discussed in a more immediate sense.
And let me tell you that as a former executive director of the Red Cross, driving emergency preparedness coalitions, disaster response teams, we've always told everyone, be prepared to be alone for 7 to 14 days. First responders have to go to the disasters. Government, their primary job is not the people. It's infrastructure. They have to keep the government going no matter what.
how immigration policy affects the school district, and how children of undocumented parents are impacted not just in being at school, but also how they get their meals, was a topic of discussion. City Attorney HYDEE FELDSTEIN SOTO also spoke about the challenges and conflicts between federal and local government during the California wildfires, as well as the current immigration enforcement actions by the Trump administration.
This has been a wonderful event. You've had a full house. I would say you've had success. And so are you planning on hosting any more events like this?
I will do anything that we can do to change LA into the right direction, to make it safe for families, young children, young families, seniors. In Chinatown, we're all about family. It's all about senior citizens and about the youth. So if we can just make it safe for them, I think a lot of problems will be fixed.
Well, Peter KWONG, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful event to be here, and I'm really honored that you had a moment to talk with Front Page Index. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex.
Wishing you lots of success and hope to be there with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please visit frontpageindex.com for the full panel discussion. From the front lines of America's leading political news and opinion, I'm Alex Dadig with Front Page Index, current events, law, crime, and politics for you.